Week of TV, let's talk some Arrow and Flash. The Flash, Season 1, Episode 14, Fallout. So this is the conclusion episode to Firestorm, pretty much, so far. It's called Fallout mainly because nuclear stuff, Fallout, I'm just basing it off my knowledge of playing Fallout 3. This episode, we see Dr. Stein and Ronnie completely split from each other, but they're still connected to each other. I kind of like that aspect of it. I like it that their secret identities are actually them two selves, and when they come together, they become Firestorm. They don't want to be together. They've been arguing, and you've been seeing that in the earlier episodes. In this episode, we really truly see Firestorm. About Firestorm is that there are actually two people, and they're working together. 50% body, 50% power, mind, and spirit. I really like that aspect of this episode. Also, we also got used out of Dr. Stein for being a professor. Last episode, we found out that adult Barry was in the house when his mom was killed. So Joe tells Barry that they found his DNA at the crime scene, which tells him that he went back to the past and fought the Reverse Flash and lost, pretty much. Dr. Stein, he came out with his formula or science stuff about time traveling. And all this time traveling talk with Joe, and Joe's completely lost. And then Cisco pretty much says, Terminator. He's like, yeah, I've seen that movie. And then another one's like, huh? He's like, Back to the Future. It's like, okay. The episode, you hear Barry says, I'm on train. I'm going to win this time. He's pretty much saying, I'm going to save my mom. But that can't happen. If Barry goes back in time, save his mom, that'll create a paradox, which means he doesn't become the Flash. So everything's really confusing. It's time travel. Timey-wimey, wibbly wobbly, timey stuff. Travel is really confusing if you really want to get down to it. The movie out, there's this animated Justice League movie called Justice League Flash Paradox or something like that. It was about Barry going back in time and saving his mom, and the whole world goes to hell. The other days, like in the Justice League TV show, whenever the Flash is killed by Lex Luthor, the Justice League falls apart. DC Universe has clearly said without the Flash, the world kind of goes to hell a bit. And in the end of the episode, we see General Eiling. He's back, and he's come up with these cool weapons to take down the Flash with. In the episode, you see Dr. Wells. You see him as a Reverse Flash, and then you hear Eiling go like, "Oh, my mind!" And then he sees the girl. He's like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "No god, Grodd, Grodd!" And a really good episode. I'm going to give The Flash Season 1, Episode 14, Fallout, a 4.5 out of 5. Great episode. Arrow, Season 3, Episode 14, The Return. Alright, so this episode takes place right after we saw the last episode. He and Oliver have decided to go to Lian-Yu. The episode is called The Return, and it could be many different things. Return could be meeting Slade Wilson. Deathstroke's back. Yes. I love Monty Bennett as Slade Wilson. I hope we see more of him, probably next season. Also shows the brutality of the character of Malcolm Merlyn, because Malcolm had Slade free so he can try to get that killer instinct back into Oliver. But really, it backfired on Malcolm because now Thea completely hates Malcolm. This episode, we have Oliver. He reveals the secret that she killed Sarah. The interesting part of this episode was the flashbacks. Usually we're at the island or we're in Hong Kong or something during the past. And this time we're in Starling City in the past, and we're on the island in the future. It was a cool flashback episode. Oliver, he's in Starling City, and he sees his family, he sees his sister. He sees she's gained a substance abuse problem. So it was great to see Tommy back. I love Tommy. I hope he comes back. How would he come back? Lazarus Pit, maybe? And they actually finish up the Chinese girl storyline, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen next. That storyline's actually starting to pay off, because usually these past his flashback storylines, you're like, oh, I don't care. But then halfway through the season, you're like, ooh, it's getting interesting. And a great episode. I want to give Arrow Season 3, Episode 15, The Return, a 4.5 out of 5. Good episode. You've seen Arrow and Flash, and what are your thoughts? Comment below, let me know. If you like this video, click that thumbs up button. Subscribe, see more. Too easy.